What is going on? I'm zmoT. We are going to dig into the Engraver, but first code zmoT in that creator boost. Now, let's just check to see if the person rating us used an Engraver, and sure enough, they did not. Did this person? No. So the Engraver has already gone the way of the dodo bird, I think. And I have a solution for that. Now, this is going to be one of those boring yappity type of videos. Forlorn Hope went down in 18 attacks yesterday. A bunch of sabotages just because intel is so easy to get these days. So the dev team has done good things. Don't get me wrong. Also note that the dev team is not working in isolation. They can't just do whatever they want. They have producers and KPIs and blah, 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 blah. So, biggest issue with the Engraver. It costs 2 powder. Now, sure, leave that. Leave that in place. We'll just deal with that. I think we've got a better solution, though. And that starts out with these tokens right about here. Now, why can we not use these tokens to boost the Engraver? Reasonable. So we're going to do a little bit of background information here. We're going to zoom out so we get this nice little backy board here, and we're going to draw a pretty little graph. Now our graph is going to have a y-axis and an x-axis, and it's going to look something like that. This is going to be the percent chance, and this way is going to be, I guess, time or something. Don't really care. Anyways, so the percent chance of getting an engraving quality increase starts really high, and then as you get further along as far as the quality, it goes lower and lower and lower. On the inverse of that, when you do an upgrade, the chance of getting a token starts at 0% and works its way up. And where they cross, I don't exactly know, but the bottom line is that the more you use the Engraver, the more tokens you're going to get, and the more tokens you get, the less chance of getting a quality increase. I think that makes sense to you guys. If it doesn't, please do let me know. So if we have a look here, my power surge is at quality 6, and my ordnance is at quality 3, and so a bunch of my stuff is fairly decently done. So if we waste some of these tokens, and I hate to do this, but we're going to do it anyways. Notice that my triage, we get a research token. And the reason for that, of course, is if we look at my triage, it's already at a halfway decent quality. It's already at 6 out of 12, so we've moved down that x-axis. Chance of getting a quality is getting lower. Obviously, my armor is up at quality 14, so it's really unlikely that I'm going to get a quality, more likely that I'm going to get one of those tokens. So the more you use the Engraver, the more tokens you're going to get. And the best way to reward those people is to use these tokens. If I could not use powder, zooming in here, if we could use this as a replacement for this, I think it would maybe work out, because that way the people who have used the Engraver most are going to have the most free boosts. And again, this is just me thinking in a vacuum, waking up at some ungodly hour of the night and worrying about Boom Beach community because I am a fool and that's how my brain works at stupid hours. So if you have any feedback about this, do let me know. One of the things that I saw a lot of on Reddit and on the comments and on Twitter and all of the rest of it was that you guys were saying speak with your wallets, and yeah, I agree with you. If you can not spend money in game, but I don't know if that's gonna fully come through if they have the ability to filter to just headquarters level 27 people. I think an equally or perhaps better way is just to abandon the Engraver altogether until they make changes. I'm not saying don't stop spending your money. Yes, speak with your wallet, but I think that just don't go anywhere near the Engraver. I'm sure they can see how many people are spending their powder on it. I'm sure they can see how many people are spending their shards on it. So for me, I'm just not going anywhere near this at all. Now, that may change when the Mega Crab starts. I think that's the only time I'm going to be using the Engraver, is for like 1 day a month. And by the way, if you're wondering what the heck Engraver to use, I think it's going to be very, very, very hard to top Sabotage. Now, my Sabotage is at quality 10 out of 12. It means that it decreases enemy defensive statues by 23%, and that's a big, big deal on operation attacks. It's a big deal on Mega Crab. And on PvP, let's be honest here. If we're looking at Mr. Lundgren Sr., this base is all offensive. So you should be able to beat this base with nearly 0 casualties. And if you're facing higher level VP or ice statues, like this one, for example, Engraver is going to do good stuff for you. Why this person has like 9 ice statues at 300 victory points, nobody knows. But you're going to nullify their blue statues a little bit. Not that you really need to, because this base is terrible. Just go to the back and clean up all this stuff, and Bob's your uncle. That's all I got for you. The Engraver is clearly a work in progress. You guys are infuriated. It's terrible. We had something that was super awesome, and then we got the old bait and switch where they turned it into something not so great. Again, the armor nerf, I think everyone who does operation attacks saw this one coming. That I can live with. It means that operations are back to boring for a lot of task forces. It was really fun doing Duplexity for a little bit, because Duplexity is interesting. Forlorn Hope is not for many task forces. But the Leech thing, I haven't heard from anyone. You guys were upset about Leech, but I'm curious to hear your actual results with Leech if you've boosted it again, which I kind of assume no one is. These things are basically epic statues. Like, they are just a super fancy statue, and the 12-hour thing is just generally weird. I don't know how they came up with the 2 powder numbers. I don't know how they came up with the 12-hour number, because both of those are just straight up weird. But like I said, I can live with that too, because I don't care about getting armor to quality 19 out of 19 any longer. I might have cared before the nerf, but now I would, like, it is between 150 and 200 tokens to get that maxed. Like, the fact that it's asking right now for 100 tokens, I'm happy to not spend that, and if I could use these tokens on that activation, I would love it. And again, this is just me thinking in a vacuum. If you guys see obvious flaws in this, or that my logic is stupid, please do let me know in somewhat kind words in the comments. Would love to hear your thoughts, because this is me throwing ideas out to you guys. I do send things along to Nuno and the dev team, and I hope that they listen to me a little bit more than random Joe who doesn't formulate sentences well. But again, I'm just a dude just like you guys, and have a little bit more access to Nuno, but that's about it. So do let me know. Would love to hear your thoughts on using those research tokens. I know they're called research tokens, not boost tokens, but I can get over that if you can. So build tokens let you build, hero tokens let you hero, and maybe Engraver tokens need to be called Engraver tokens instead of research tokens, and then we can boost up our statues with it, our engravings with it. Let me know. That's it for me. Quick video today as we wait for that season 70 sneak peek. And I don't know if I'm able to do a crab sneak peek right now or tomorrow or the next day, or I don't know. I need to get my head out of the Engraver, and I'm sure many of you think the developers need to get their heads out of somewhere else. So that's it for me, trying to keep the conversation moving forward, trying to come up with ideas, and let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm zmoT. Keep that submarine diving, keep your sculptor going, and ignore that thing right there, because it is just an absolute gong show right now. Thanks for coming in. Peace.